Hey YouTube, so we back with another gem and we finally get into these Valentine's Day nails. I'm so excited to create more looks, but we're gonna get right into it. So this was actually a fill-in, and we doing the same color fill-in from a French tip. So y'all gonna see how I create that. But first, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, show whatever support that y'all can, and hit that bell notification so that y'all know every time I'm uploading, because I know it doesn't tell y'all. YouTube be real stingy. But yeah, so I'm getting in with this drill bit off of my Amazon link, and that Amazon link is in the description box below. It's from Pana, so yes, it's the extra coarse one. But we just going in and taking down that apex, making the nail thinner, and then also getting any lifting off. And you can tell what the lifting is because you can see the white line that it's going to have, like how it had. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my drill bit along the edge right here, along that edge of where the acrylic is, and just get all of that lifting off. So when you're doing that, you never want to touch the natural nail bed, okay? You always want to stay on the side with the acrylic, right on top of the lifting. And then you can also do like a, how do I explain that type of movement? Like a drifting, that's my dog. Like a drifting, like a super fast and light motion back and forth to get that lifting up, if that makes sense, because you want to be like super gentle and you don't want the nail to get too hot, but you also want to get it off, so yeah, just doing that and taking off all of that lifting, cleaning up the shape just a little bit, the underneath, because the shape rounds after a while. This set is a month old. So I actually did the set yesterday. I'm editing the video today. Look at me. I usually wait 3 weeks to edit videos. But with this trend going on, I was like, let me be one of the first to get this out, because I know this trend is big and it's going to get to everybody. So yeah, and I haven't seen no one do it with French tip in the background. So I'm super excited to get this out and maybe be one of the first. So yes, let me be y'all inspo. Tag me if I'm your inspo. Tag me on Instagram. Add me on Instagram if you don't have me on Instagram. I'm going to have it right here. And even if you a client and you took this to a different nail tech, tag me in your pictures. Yeah. But yeah, just going to clean this up, and then I'll show y'all what the next step is. So now that we got all of that off, we got the apex gone and the lifting gone, we're just going to go in now and push the cuticles back. And it's just easier to push the cuticles back now instead of before, because the apex and everything just be in the way. So, you know, it's a little difficult to get to the cuticle area. So once we take that down, it's easier. And then we just going in with our hand file and we're going to clean up the shape exactly like you would do any tip or anything. She want to keep the same shape and the length. So I'm basically just going through and cleaning it up. And then I'm going to go around the cuticle area and remove all of the oils and shines from the natural nail bed that is showing. And also just go over that line right there to help with any other little lifting that might be there. File that off and all of that. Clean up any lumps that might be in the nail over top of it. And then we're basically just going to do that on all of the fingers. And yeah, that's it. I feel like I have something to tell y'all, but I don't remember what it is. I don't know, but I know someone actually did ask me to start mentioning what I charge for these sets. So I think I'm going to start doing that at the end of the videos. So that way y'all can see like the whole process I went through to achieve the look, what the final look is. And then that way you get why it's that price, you know. So that might be a new thing that I'm starting for y'all. And everyone's prices are different, okay? Personally, especially what area you live in and do nails in is also going to depend on the prices that you charge. You know, how good you are, beginner, whatever it is going to depend on what you charge. And I actually talked about that in one of my videos, like how to price for acrylic nails, like what factors go into deciding your pricing. So that was a while back. If you want to go search for that video, actually it might be in my description box, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's that. But like I was gonna say, me personally, I feel like sometimes I downplay myself when it comes to pricing. Like if it starts to reach close to 100 or over 100, I start to bring it down so that it's not that expensive. And that's just something I need to get out of the habit of doing, because I need to stop making it cheaper for clients just because I think it's too expensive. Like, no, I need to charge what I deserve, what my quality is, you know, what I am. So I really have to get out that habit of that. But now I feel like this is one of the most important steps in a fill-in is our cuticle drill bit. This cuticle drill bit is from my Glam Nurse Supply, my friend that is a nail tech. If you watch me, you listen to me, you know about her. And her supply is down in the description box below, Glam Nurse Supply. And please go support my girl. This is literally the best cuticle drill bit I have ever used. Like, it really just gets the job done. It is so clean with it, and it's like a good weight. Like, it really takes out all that cuticle. And then I also, when I do this step, so I go around the cuticle, and then I also go around the whole nail bed, because this is so light that it can touch. If it can touch the cuticle, it can touch the nail bed, right? So I just go around the nail bed to help with any other oils that might be on there, because it'll help dry that out. And then I'm also just going around the edge of the nail to help with any last little pieces of lifting that might be right there or anything like that. So that's what you see me doing. But yes, go support my friend Glam Nurse Supply. She got so many cute things on there. If you're looking for like the designer stickers, some glitter acrylics, which are super cute that she have on there, and a lot more stuff. What did she send me? Oh, the netting. I remember, because I could not find that netting nowhere. And like pom-poms, she about to start selling pom-poms, and I'm so excited because I can't find the pom-poms nowhere. So I asked her, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna sell them soon. I'm like, oh, that's a bet. So I'm gonna just wait for her to get some of those cute little things, and then y'all gonna see some sets with that. And yeah, just go support my girl. And we're gonna get into the next step. So basically, we now ready for acrylic. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up for acrylic. And basically for the acrylic, we're just gonna do the French tip design all over again. So let's get to it. We wiping it off, okay, making sure there's no more lifting. Getting all of that off. Okay, now we ready for acrylic. So I'm applying my dehydrator from Valentino, and then my primer, my No Lift Nails primer, putting that on. And then I do one hand at a time now, just so it's better with lifting. And I'm going in for a second layer, and then applying my Crystal Clear from Valentino, and then with my C&D retention liquid and my brush, I'm just putting it on very thin layer just to put it over top of that natural nail. So yes, exactly how I do with a regular set, we're gonna do the same thing with a filling, because we still want that clear to be on that natural nail bed. We don't want no colors on there or anything, and this just helps with lifting in general. So yeah, we're gonna do that on all the fingers. Okay, so we're getting into the acrylic, and basically what I said, so I know I'm a little out of the camera. I don't know why. I guess my phone was just leaning upwards, but I'm sorry, y'all. But y'all can really get the point of what I'm doing from what you can see. So we basically just going over it, because if I was just to put the nude in that cuticle area to just create a new apex like you would a regular fill-in, the nudes wouldn't match up. Especially when I file it, like it's gonna be a line where like the new nude and then the old nude connects. Like you're gonna be able to see it, and it's gonna be off. Like the old one is gonna look dirty, and it's just not gonna look good. So what I did was I basically did the French tip all over again, because if I was just to do the nude again, like do just the top of the French tip just to create like a new nude, then I would have to file it down to equal to the old white, and I would still have the old nude, because I'm gonna file down the new nude to get to the old nude to get to the old white. So we got to put some new white too. I'm sorry if this is getting a little confusing. But yeah, so I basically just did a very thin layer of French tip over top of this French tip. So I filed down, remember we filed everything down, that was the first step, and that was to make sure that we had enough space so that the nail wouldn't get too thick, that we had enough space here to create a whole new French tip over top of this one. Because obviously it's not going to be this thick of what I'm applying now, but when we do file down enough, it's still going to be the new nude and the new white, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then we just getting that cuticle area and sealing that in. And I'm actually just going in with nude and white, nude and white, nude and white, instead of all nude and then all white. I know like the nude is still wet here, but I mean it didn't ruin anything, so that's one way y'all could do it. But I think just because it was like a thinner layer of me doing this and I'm just going over everything, it was okay for me to do. But if this was like a new fresh set of French tip, I would still go in with all the nude and then go back through with all the white. So yeah, we just gonna create that. It was pretty easy. I mean, because still you gotta worry about building that apex, but the fact that you already have French tip over top, you already know where you need to go with the line, the smile line, so that's that. And yeah, it was pretty Wasn't bad, but I'm gonna just let y'all finish this part off. So now we done the acrylic, so we just getting into shaping, and then we're basically just gonna shape as if it was a regular set. You know, the same shaping that I do. I focus on the sides. You want to make sure you're getting in those side walls because we don't want the nail to be super thick around the cuticle area. So you gotta make sure you're getting them side walls. Then we going in with my e-file, cleaning up that cuticle area, and then just dragging it down to make sure that smile line is clean and that the foundation is good. No lumps or anything, especially because this is a French tip set. It can get a little rocky on there. So just going to clean that up, and I keep looking at the side view to make sure everything is good. And then I do go back in with my hand file, clean up any shaping. I'm going underneath the nail at the tip as I always do, and that's to create more of a C-curve look, or to right here what I'm doing, also to create the look of the nail being thinner than what it is, because you do want the nail to be, you know, thick so that it doesn't break or hurt the nail, the natural nail, but you don't want it to look thick, you know. So that just creates the illusion of the nail being thinner. And then yeah, just going in, cleaning up some more with the hand file, and that's that. We got that perfect taper square look, looking bomb already. Okay, period. And then just doing that on every single nail. And yeah, so when it comes to a same color filling, I wouldn't do all of this. This is kind of like basically a new set or acrylic redesign, because we had to go all over and, like, you know, over the full nail. But like the same color filling, if it was all just one color, I would just you know, do the clear and then do the one color to build that apex. But I want to come all the way down to the tip of the nail, so that when I go to file, all I really have to do is use the e-file to clean up the cuticle area. I don't have to necessarily clean the shape up anymore, because we cleaned the shape up before we applied the acrylic, and then we not applying no acrylic down towards the tip. That's gonna mess the shape up again. Only the cuticle area, so that's only the spot I would have to focus on for shaping, and I wouldn't have to do too much. But since, you know, like I said, we did the whole nail down to the tip, so that kind of messed up the shape with building acrylic. So we got to go through and file and shape everything up to make sure that it's clean again. And I know I'm a little bit out the camera again for this part, but just bear with me. Y'all get the point. You understand what I'm doing, especially if you watch me a lot. You get it. But yeah, just bear with me. It's only this part, I promise y'all. So now we done filing, and then I had my client go ahead and wash her hands, and then we getting ready to draw these little hearts. So I'm using this lavender purple regular polish from OPI, and I mixed it with the white from OPI. OPI is the best regular polish ever. Like the consistency, the bottle, the brush, just everything, the combination of everything is just amazing. So I'm going in with my tiny, well, this is not my smallest brush, but I do switch over to my smallest brush. And these nail art brushes I actually got from Amazon as well. So That link is in the description box. Just click on my Amazon link and everything I use will be there. So I'm just going in and drawing the hearts. And you want it to have like the tip to be a little to the side or stretched out a little bit, because that's kind of how the airbrush, the 90s hearts are back in the day. You know, they're kind of to the side or, you know, stretched out, like the bottom of it comes down some, if that makes sense. So that's what I was doing. And you want to go in, I mixed it with white because you want to go in with the lighter color than what you're going to do the outline, well, you know, the actual heart with, because you kind of want it to be like shadowed. So that's what I'm doing. Then what I did was I just went ahead and added some acetone on my brush and just literally went over the heart a little bit to kind of spread the polish out. That's what I'm doing now. And this is just going to help it become a little more see-through and like spread out to give that more of a shadowed look, if that makes sense. Instead of it just being so harsh of a line, we want it to be more blended and more shadowed. So that's what this is gonna do. And then I went ahead and drew like the little stars in there, and I just used the other side of this brush, which is like a circle dot, and I did that in the paint and then just dipped it right there on the nail. And then I took the other side and then drew like lines out of that circle to create that star. So that's what I'm doing now. Then we're just going to do the other hand, draw the heart, spread it out with the acetone, draw the stars, and then we're going to get to adding the darker purple, which I'll talk about when we get there. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking the darker purple and mixing that with white as well, because I don't want it to be that straight dark purple. Like, that's just going to be too harsh on this light purple. So I did make it a little bit lighter. And then I'm just drawing that line right over top of the shadowed and faded purple, so that this like straight line is faded into that lighter purple, and, you know, just giving that airbrush vibe and look. So I'm going to just draw that outline on the hearts and also on the stars. And then what I did was I just took, I'm like running out of breath, y'all. I'm sorry. I always do this every time. But I just took a little bit of white and just drew like you know, little shadowed areas in like the top of the heart and then the bottom side of the heart, just to create like that definition, or, you know, more of that 90s airbrush look, you know. So y'all gonna see me do that. And then I also do want to mention that for this, you don't have to do everything that I did with like the blending and the acetone and all of that. Literally what you could do is just take one color and draw the heart and then just add the little white. When you add the white little details into it, it makes it more defined, more you know, 90s look, especially if you're getting that shape of the heart where it's like sided and the tip is more drawn out and all of that. So yeah, you don't have to do all that 2 different colors and blend it in and all of that, because it can get messy and a little difficult, and I know. So you really only have to do one color and then just add the white into it to define it, and it'll be straight like that. So I do want to mention, I saw the design on Instagram before I did the set, but I didn't look at it while I was doing the set. So I kind of just, you know, took into what I had seen before and just added my own little details to it instead of just straight looking at the set and copying it. So what I did was I only added a little bit of white to the stars, and in the pictures they literally add like a whole white throughout the middle of the star, like completely draw through in the star, if that makes sense, instead of just doing one little line like how I did right there. You go all the way up and down, all the way side to side with the white, which looks really good. In the other sets I didn't do that, but I mean my sets still look good, so it's my own little touch to it, you know. But I feel like it would have looked better with that, but there's always room for improvement. I'm sure I'll be able to do this set again with everybody getting it. And I love that we did purple. I love that we did it on a French tip. Like, this is just different from what I've seen so far. So I'm super excited. And then we're going in with my Valentino top coat, of course. And because we only did little hearts and we worked very thin with the polish, I can go ahead and polish with my Valentino instead of using my C&D retention, because we're sure it's dried by now. Like, we only used a little bit. It wasn't going to take that long for it to dry. Like, it's fine. And then I wipe the sides off to make sure that the gel isn't going to run off the side and mess up my shaping at all. And then we're going to cure it for 60 seconds. Okay? Then, of course, y'all know I got to add my cuticle oil. So that's what we're doing here. And this is the final look. These actually came out super cute, and I'm super happy with this set. And I want to say thank y'all for watching. Tag me in your inspo post and like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. And I'll see y'all in my next video.